What's up? It's the Joystick Show. And this time it came out on Wednesday instead of Thursday night at almost midnight. But it's totally it's only at the fault of the guy who edits.
That's legal holiday. Take it up with your local government.
I mean, we'll talk more about
can
why
we do that
happened,
actually? If it's a holiday, the episode comes out a day later.
I like that.
Because you actually want to enjoy the holiday.
Yeah, we respect the federal holiday.
Like if it was Valentine's Day, if the podcast fell on Valentine's Day, you would just do it the next day. Be like, guys, I had some some love to do.
Welcome to the Joystick Show. If you can believe this or not, Dylan, this is episode 220
I believe that.
Show.
I do believe that.
Before we get into anything, before we get into what we're going to talk about, before we get into the YouTube mumbo jumbo, I would just like to stress the fact that quite literally minutes before we started this episode, I was leaning back in my chair. I'm currently wearing flip-flops and socks. And then I mistakenly pressed one of the legs of the chair onto my foot and then sat on it, distributing weight onto one of my toes.
Yes.
In fact, it's actually my pointer and middle toes. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because I kid you not, I'm in about a 7 out of 10 pain right now. But I'm going to sit through it, I'm a professional. And I'm just going to try not to move that toe.
Yeah, as long as you're not bleeding. You're
good. I'll give it a... Yeah, that's pain. It's fine, though. Don't worry. I'll get ice later. Mm-hmm. We'll tend to it. But for now, the show must go on.
Indeed.
Speaking of the show, welcome to the Joystick Show, all right? If this is your first time to the show, it's a nice little podcast. Me and Dylan sit here. We talk to you for about 40 to 60 minutes about whatever the fuck we want to talk about. Sometimes our two best friends, Joey and Jerry, join us. And we talk about all kinds of things. Movies, video games, TV shows. But in this case... we're going to be talking about these things, the things right next to my face. Also, feel free to like this episode of The Joystick Show and subscribe to Team Joystick for lots more content. Speaking of content, that's going to be something that we talk about today. We're going to be talking about New Year's Eve, which is happening right now as you're watching this episode of The Joystick Show.
Guys. But have the champagne in your hand.
Before we talk about anything, we recently got to celebrate our own holidays. We got to celebrate Christmas, both some of it together, apart, and Dylan got to visit a new state.
That's true. Yes.
And the only reason I'm bringing this up first is because Dylan has alluded to his take on this state for a bit in our group chat, and I'm very curious to hear his take. So, Dylan, why don't you tell us about your little Christmas trip?
Okay, yes, of course. So I went on a trip for a friend, or I guess cousin, maybe. Mm-hmm. Like I would say, some of the Pompeii people. That way. That kind of cousin.
Yeah.
To Marianti's family.
Your family.
Yes, exactly. And it was the 30th birthday party, and it was also my birthday and Marianti's birthday. Yeah. So a conflux of birthdays, and we decided to go up to the beautiful, in quotes, state of New Hampshire. Going in, I knew right away that it was like, ew, Hampshire. Yeah. I knew going in, it was like the most like unrecognizable state. Mm-hmm. Like if someone asked you to describe New Hampshire, what do they have there? What do they do?
I couldn't tell you.
And let me tell you, I don't think that they would be able to tell you.
Is that the tax-free state, or am I thinking, is that Delaware or something like that?
There's a lot of different ones. Delaware is known for like there's a lot of tax loopholes and tax-free, and then like Florida, Texas, some of them have like no state tax. Mm-hmm. But New Hampshire's motto is "Live free or die." Okay. Which is like very intense. Yeah. For just a state that's kind of a little boring. Mm-hmm. And I think that we formed a new enemy of the show up there. Uh-oh. Yeah. So yeah, you might be thinking, Dylan, what individual harmed you so poorly that you would have to, really name the entire state?
Yeah.
Well, that's who I'm going to name. The entire state of New Hampshire, top to bottom, anyone who's ever visited the state and has said, wow, this is really nice. Those people are also on the list.
Okay, so just for clarification, now it's Carl Anthony Towns, Rob Dyrdek, and the state of New Hampshire.
Yes, exactly.
Wow, this goes deep for you.
If we want to be specific with it, maybe we just do the governor and then have like an expand menu that expands all the people.
Parentheses the state of New Hampshire.
Exactly.
Representative of the state of New Hampshire.
Yes, right away. And you might be thinking, Dylan, that might be a little harsh. You much like most people have not been to the state of New Hampshire. So in my head, I was imagining, a cheap Vermont. That's what I thought, right?
Yeah.
I thought like knockoff, like it's a ski village, but it's kind of shitty.
And to preface this, didn't you think you were going to Vermont in the first place?
Exactly.
So it's like you got the rug pulled under you.
We were told up until 2 weeks ago that it was Vermont.
Gotcha.
Never stepped foot in fucking Vermont, and that's like an hour shorter drive because in order to get through New Hampshire, you gotta like cut like through like Boston almost, like Worcester. Massachusetts.
Worcester.
Yeah. No, fuck.
I think it's Worcester, but get it right.
Yeah, you fucking. I'm not gonna do low O on every single word.
I got family that live there. All right.
High A,
represent
low O.
Worcester. All right. Anyway.
No. Anyways. I was expecting, in my head, like a ski village, like kind of like frozen over lakes in between valleys.
Like a Christmas town
of
kind
ice
of
mountains.
Yeah.
And I got like Meth Head, West Virginia.
Got like Appalachia.
I got like fucking just like trees. There'd be like, oh, welcome to this town. And there's like 3 burnt out buildings and an auto parts store. And it's like, oh, that's a city. Right?
Wow.
And then you go and you're like, oh, what shops does this neighborhood have? McDonald's. Oh, fucking cool. Like, it's like there's nothing there.
That's their landmark.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm sure I've heard that like Dorchester and there's like a few places that are like cute, like down like by the water on the ocean is supposed to be nice. But everywhere I stepped foot in this place has looked terrible.
Wow.
I don't know what it is. We had an Airbnb, which the actual outside and inside of the actual like bare bones of it was beautiful. It was like a giant mansion in the wilderness. It was bordering the White Mountain National Forest. It's like a pretty serene, low-key wilderness location. Wood flooring, fireplaces everywhere.
Where does this go bad?
Nothing worked.
Okay.
So imagine heating that randomly shuts on and off. Gotcha. On the last day, we realized that it was like a Nest kind of system, and they remotely turned off the heat, which I feel like shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah.
So this room
it's like
also
some weird passive aggressive jigsaw level, like fucking.
Yeah. And it's already a jigsaw situation. So we have people of all ages staying in this, right? We have a pregnant woman. We have a lot of people staying in this place. It's like, 17 people or something like that, like a huge group of people. So in order to get to the bedroom that we were staying at, which I'll get to, you have to go into the house, walk into the basement, go through the game room, go through a bathroom, a laundry room, a second bathroom, and then you get to our bedroom, which is actually a living room to a second unit, which you don't realize because it's all set up as one house.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so it's like, imagine like a guest house, but it's connected through the basement and through like it's kind of connected.
Okay.
And then there's also another bedroom connected to us, and that's where a pregnant woman had to sleep.
Got you.
Yeah.
So for perspective, that woman, if she wanted to get to her bedroom, had to go to the basement, through the game room, through the laundry room, through the bathroom, through the second bathroom, through your room, and then into her bedroom. Got you.
Or you could go outside, but even that just cuts to the game room, and you still have to walk upstairs.
Gosh, you still have to go through like 3 fucking
you
rooms.
Still gotta like you're by a creek. You're like, where the fuck am I? Like
wow.
I'm not. Yeah.
Shout out to that host.
Yeah. Plumbing like just barely worked. Everything fucking broke. Despite there only being like 4 toilets, there was like 19 sinks. The sink to toilet ratio was a little off. I had to sleep in a bunk bed taken apart next to my fiance because just kind of like sort of connected.
Like I Love Lucy.
Yeah, but right next to each other.
Yeah,
like they're literally connected. I could just be like, hey, and I'm right there, But and that when we complained about half of the bed frames, like one person literally just took their pinky and the bed frame was like that. And according to the Airbnb host, the bed frames are supposed to be that way. So apparently, not only do we not have anything working, just every bed frame and chair in New Hampshire wobbly as fuck. I sat on a bench outside. It was about to break.
That's how they are out here.
Yeah, they just, you got a couple of screws, like, those benches are just living free, That's all,
Until they die.
Mm-hmm. On our last day, I felt so bad because Marianti's sister was really trying so hard, like really hard, to find something that was like credible about this place. Like there's got to be a nice town or a village or something, right? So I look on the map. Finally, I find something like 40 minutes away. It's like a lakefront, like Christmas town or whatever. Like, let's go. We go there. There's like 3 shops, right? Right, we go through the 3
Hey, that's
or 4
an improvement
shops.
so far.
Yeah. That's like
we're doing better.
Guys, there is a sign of life, right? And then we go and then we're like, we want some like old town food. We want something that's like, something that you can only get in New Hampshire, which I'm sure is fucking poisonous, right? So we go and we ask like, hey, like, one of the people that work at the shops, like, where would you like recommend to go out to eat? And they're like, like, what do you mean? And we're like, trying to describe what food we were looking for, you know what I mean? They were like, what kind of food are you into? And we're like, did you not hear the fucking...
We just explained it to you.
And then they named like a bunch of places, and then they ended up just going on about like Italian food, and I'm like, you know what? I don't know if anyone knows anything. We asked another local like what they do for fun. They literally could not name a single activity. And then we asked a third person, and they said... snowboarding.
Okay.
So, really eclectic group of people up there. I remember when I woke up one of the mornings, it was -2 degrees. The sun came out and it got even colder.
What the fuck?
That's how you know the place that you're living in is fucking evil. That
is a made-up land.
The sun, the main point of heat, that like if we were any further away from or any closer, we would be burnt to a fucking crisp on this earth. But it comes out in New Hampshire and the temperature goes down.
Makes no sense.
And then the only time that we wanted for the last day was snowmobiling. It got canceled, and they take 5% for cancellation, even though they were the ones that canceled.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because that logic.
Because that's good business.
That's how things work. And in fact, I'm like, why don't I just have a company that takes like $10,000 tour of like the fucking Antarctic. You pay, and they were like, sorry, we canceled, but we took 5%. He'll eat a dick.
Yeah. And you'd profit. That's God.
Free money. And then the one activity that we actually got to do was a scenic train ride. This scenic train ride, because it was the month of December, was a children's Santa train ride.
I think I saw pictures of this.
Yes.
I thought it was like a trolley or something.
Yeah, exactly. The windows frosted over from the inside.
Okay.
Because it was cold before we got on and the heat was turning on. So everyone like had to scrape their window down. We all had to like wish the Santa. No one gave a fuck about Mrs. Claus, as always. Santa had like an old leather thing. We were like, what the fuck is Santa even wearing? Yeah. And it was like on the side of the highway. So overall, we got frozen chocolate milk. It kind of like... And to end off New Hampshire, right?
Yeah.
One last thing. I noticed that on the way, waiting for, I think, like Mitchell or someone else, they hopped out. You can blur the names, not blur the names. I really don't care.
Okay.
And we were waiting for him, and I noticed that there was a little van that pulled up in front of the train ride. It's called Ryan's Trips, right? And one by one, I saw some cool guys, if you catch my drift.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
Some fun individuals.
Yeah.
Walk into the van, one by one, by three, by one. One rolled in,
Gotcha.
But Ryan's Trips.
Yeah.
Later, we finally find a place that's hometown. It's a fucking turkey farm. But like it's kind of like Cracker Barrel, but they serve all turkey.
Okay.
They're fucking delicious. No, it's actually...
I'm not a turkey guy, so...
But they did some innovative shit with this. I had fried pickles, which, gotta go with it.
Yeah, no,
solid
this
food.
isn't me, but...
It's not you.
I'll let you live.
You know who it's for, though? As we were exiting, I saw a van pull up. It was Ryan's Trips. I realized that we were doing the exact same itinerary.
Which, honestly, I think speaks more to New Hampshire
than with a group of Down syndrome and mentally disabled and physically handicapped people who somehow they fit like 12 people in like this 6-person van. I don't know how they fucking did it, but that's the trip I had.
Yeah, wow.
That's how I'll recap it. Don't ever go. I'll make the travel video. Save yourself some money.
Sounds good.
Go to Vermont.
I was just going to say, I think you missed out on going to Storyland, the famous Storybook amusement park, where you could have seen the giant house shoe. There's a pumpkin, This is what New Hampshire has to offer. But
guys, we couldn't find... I'm sure... Oh, the coolest thing I saw was the College of New Hampshire. Was South New Hampshire University, the online college, had like 12 buildings. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Tell me you don't want to milk a ceramic cow, but anyway, shout outs to New Hampshire, or not shout outs to, I don't know what the negative shout outs is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Shout ins.
be wary.
Yeah, don't go. While Dylan was enjoying his Christmas in, well, technically you were back for Christmas, but while you were enjoying your holiday in New Hampshire, I was enjoying my holiday at home with my family, partaking in a number of traditions, the typical opening of the gifts and drinking of the hot chocolate and the coquito, you know. But me and Mildred ended up having like this big movie marathon where we were watching a bunch of Christmas movies. So I showed her 2, and she showed me 2. The 2 that I showed her where Elf was the first time she'd ever seen it, and Violent Night, the one that we saw, the David Harbour action Christmas movie.
John Leguizamo.
The ones that she showed me were The Santa Claus with Tim Allen, which I'd never seen before, which, might I say, is a very fun Christmas movie.
It's all right.
It's a fun one. It's nice,
right.
You know? But then she showed me another movie. She had already prefaced that this movie was one of her favorite movies. Despite the fact that it is a Christmas movie. She had actually tried to show it to me once or twice before in the past, but I had said no because I'm like, Christmas is coming, or we'll just wait to watch it when the holiday comes.
Okay.
And that movie is, in fact, The Holiday.
Yes.
So have you seen The Holiday?
I have. Well, I watched The Holiday last Christmas.
Gotcha.
I did not watch it this year, but I had watched it last year for the first time.
So, you know, The Holiday, we got fucking Kate Winslet, Cameron Diaz, they switch houses, and then they meet up with Jack Black and Jude Law. Very, very typical Christmas romantic comedy. What's your opinion of The Holiday, Dylan?
From what I remember it being a really good movie. However, it's very hard when you have like, I don't know, it's my like flaw with like Love Actually or any like New Year's Eve or those kind of movies where it's like the storylines are never really equal. So I do feel like a little bit like I do care a little more about one side of the two-sided thing in The Holiday.
I could see that.
If you catch my drift.
No, I get where you're coming from.
But overall, I think it's a very solid, I guess it's Christmassy, but it's more of like a romance kind of movie. It's a romance.
So I have a couple.
It's like a strict romance movie.
I have a couple of feelings, but I'll just come out of the gate and say that this movie is a 9.5.
Yeah.
I love The Holiday.
Yeah,
it's instantly one of my new favorite Christmas movies. One of my new favorite movies. And I could sit here and I could talk about a lot of things. The fact that I like how the writing is, the fact that I like how the characters kind of interact with each other, the chemistry that the actors have with one another. But something I didn't notice until the first time Mildred tried to show this to me months ago was when the movie opens. I don't know if you remember, but it opens with like a fake movie trailer, and then it's revealed that Jack Black is like scoring the movie, like he's playing the keyboard on it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this song is pretty decent. It's like a cool song. And then right at that moment, in the bottom right, lower third, fades in the credit, score by Hans Zimmer. And I'm like, Hans Zimmer did The Holiday?
Of course he did.
Out loud. And Mildred was like, yes, he did. He did not have to go this hard. It makes no fucking sense. Yeah. You know that old classic joke where it's like Phil Collins, bro. It's just an animated movie about they were literally like, Hans, buddy. It's just a Christmas romantic comedy. Jack Black's in it, and Hans was like, I got you. But holy fuck, does that fucking score go so hard?
I mean, quick 5-second shout out to Hans Zimmer, and I even went back and because I kept using the movie Shark Tale on Cinetune Nerdle. So I went back and...
Did he score that?
He scored Shark Tale, and it's the same fucking thing. It's it's way too good.
What
it's
the
like,
fuck, bro?
He also did Kung Fu Panda.
Wow. Wow.
He just follows Jack Black.
There's another animated one. Oh, it might have been The Lion King. But regardless, fucking...
Shout out to him.
Yeah, just absolute legend. But yeah, just... Love The Holiday. I thought it was a really good movie, but just had to emphasize how great that score is because holy hell, it did not have to go that hard. And I'm not gonna lie, one of those songs even became this week's jam of the week. So just wanted to shout out my new favorite Christmas movie. We'll be watching it every year from this point forward. And I will also throw in that I'm kind of happy to see Cameron Diaz come back to acting. It was kind of like nice to see her in a movie. Technically it's an old movie, but like to watch it and know that she's coming back in that new one with Jamie Foxx, I was like, oh, sick. Like she was such an integral part of my childhood.
I mean, she was like I don't know. Like I'm also like, what am I trying to get at? There's a whole group of like just like actresses from that era, like Drew Barrymore, Reese Witherspoon. Like they're all the same, but they're all different personality. You know what I mean?
It's funny you say that because as we were watching The Holiday, I told Mildred to pause it, and I told her, I was like, this is gonna make absolutely no sense, and I understand that.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, Kate Winslet, Reese Witherspoon,
Gwyneth Paltrow,
not Gwyneth Paltrow. Kate Winslet, Reese Witherspoon, and what's her name? The woman who plays Bridget Jones. They were the same person. For
Amanda
me.
Seyfried?
Not Seyfried. She's like an older actress. I totally forgot her name. Oh my god, it's gonna kill me. But regardless, like those were the same three women for me. And she was like, they don't even look the same. I was like, I know. It's just at the time they were like the three big white women actresses and everything. So I never could tell them apart. Also, I can't fucking. It's gonna kill me.
Okay.
Bridget Jones cast. I spelled that terribly. Renee Zellweger. I thought they were all the same.
Yeah. Renee Zellweger's the same.
Yeah.
Same person.
It's funny you mentioned that because I 100% agree with that. But yeah, shout out to The Holiday. It's a good movie. It's awesome. Also, shout out to Jack Black. Mildred was giving him credit, saying that she actually likes him and thinks he's a very good actor.
Oh, he's good in everything.
Yeah.
You know you're getting a good, like, and well, no matter what it is, you know you're getting a good performance.
Yeah. Skadoosh. Fucking, I've been very addicted. Super. Like, I've got to talk about it. Okay. I think we should have an intervention for me.
Oh, okay.
You should talk to me and you should get me out of my Marvel Rivals addiction.
Oh, okay. I mean, I think the reason why you're addicted is the same reason why I have not touched the game.
Yeah, and I
have 0 seconds of playtime.
So before you even go further, to give the audience some perspective, new video game dropped technically early December, Marvel Rivals. It's kind of basically, if you know Overwatch, it's Overwatch with Marvel characters. Technically, I didn't have time to play it with all the videos we were making for the holiday season, which we'll also get to in a second. But I finally did get to play it, which also kind of speaks to why there was a bit of a lack of videos last week. But regardless, it's a very fun game. Jerry and I have been playing a lot of it. And when we brought it up to Dylan's response, word for word, was, considering I'm trying to find a job, I don't think it's smart if I download the game. And I was like, word up, brother. Can't get mad at you for that. But Dylan, you're missing out.
I know I am, yes.
Respectfully speaking, you're missing the fuck out.
Catch me in a week when the game is downloaded and I'm playing it.
Oh, I know. It's inevitable at this point, but it is really
I'm holding off as much as I can.
And it's fun because now I'm at that position where when you come in, I can kind of be like, whenever you pick a character, I can tell you everything you need to know. Yeah. Another fun thing to note is that the game actually has a platinum trophy.
Of course.
And much like the Overwatch platinum, every character has one trophy linked to their like move set. Yeah. Thankfully, not every single character is like, oh, kill 4 people with this, kill 4 people with that. But most of them are, and some of them are annoying. But I've been able to make some very, very good progress. I think the game has something like 20 DPS characters, and I've gotten all of their trophies. So now I'm working on tanks, and I spent all day trying to get Thor's, and it's been driving me up the wall. And in concurrence, I haven't gotten Thor's trophy, but I've also gotten sick with Thor because I've just been trying to get this shit for so long. But either way, in going for this pursuit, it means I've gotten to play a lot of the characters and gotten to play them for a decent amount of time. So I've also been able to see like which ones I like the most. Based on you, it'd be tricky. Like, let me ask you a question. Who's your like go-to favorite character in Overwatch? Is it Ball?
I would say like to play, I would go like Ball and then like Lucio maybe.
Okay.
I mean, or maybe Torb.
So to tell you the truth, there's not too many like Ball comparisons in this
definitely
game, at least not yet. And I kind of like that, you know.
Is there like a wall riding character?
Yes. Who is it? Iron Fist is able to ride walls, but he's more of like a DPS, and honestly, I don't think you'd like. Let me not say that because Iron Fist's whole thing is that he's like very what's the word? Flanky, and then like once he gets you down, he's really annoying. But you kind of like annoying characters.
Yeah, I'm very pesty.
Exactly.
I'm very pesty.
That's
with
pesty as it gets.
Yeah.
But as far as like a Lucio-esque character, that's
because even Lucio is pesty because you wall ride, you boop off the map, like that sort of thing.
So there's like 2 Lucio-esque characters. Luna Snow is kind of like the healer Lucio in the sense that she has like the AoE heals. Her ult is basically Lucio's ult. Yeah. But she has like a better fire rate. and she's also very fast. Like,
okay,
she kind of skates around.
I'd probably play
ice.
that character.
She can't wall ride, but she has like one of the fastest running speeds in the game. And then on the other side, Storm is also kind of Lucio-esque.
But he's a DPS?
Exactly. In the sense that she has like a literal storm around her, but she can switch between like a tornado or a lightning storm. Yeah. And the tornado gives your characters a speed boost, but the lightning storm, instead of Lucio, gives your characters a damage boost. So it's kind of cool. Also, she flies. So if you like that whole flying aspect as well. And then Torbjorn is kind of Namor, the Submariner, the Aquaman type character. Okay. He has like 2 octopi that he can place down.
What the fuck?
I use the proper terminology, octopi.
Okay, yeah, but I'm saying he has like an actual...
Yeah, because he's like a seaman kind of thing. So his whole spiel
I kind of like
is
that.
The octopi are turrets, and they'll automatically fire at people. But he has like another power where he can shoot like a big trident. And if you hit somebody with the trident, then the octopi will automatically lock to that target. So you can shred somebody if you hit them with it and basically like auto lock onto things. He's actually pretty fun. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, I think you just named all of the characters I'm going to use. That's what it fucking sounded like to me.
Personal favorites for me, I like Moon Knight a lot. He's a little brain dead though, so I'm kind of trying to find somebody a little bit more... what's the word? Respectable
or engaging. I
guess.
You know, like you're not just spamming the same.
His whole thing is like he can shoot his projectiles at like these little ankhs that he places, and it doesn't matter if there's an enemy like next to it; it'll auto lock onto them and to anybody next to them. So if you have like 3 people next to one and you shoot the ankh, it's gonna auto lock to all 3 people and do massive damage. So you could literally kill like 2 to 3 people at a time if they're not paying attention. And I tell, like, Jerry put up a meme on it in the chat because, like, it was like a scene from Whiplash where fucking J.K. Simmons pulls up the thing, but it's green screen to show the ankh. And he's like, I swear to God, if I see one of these fucking things again, I'm going to go ape shit or some shit like that because it's true. Like, you can't leave those out. Hawkeye's Hanzo, so I like him a lot. Punisher Soldier, you know, the standard DPS. The tanks are cool. I think you'd actually like the tanks. They all do a lot of different things. You know, Doctor Strange is like a flying Reinhardt. He doesn't even fly that much, but point is, it's a really, really fun game. I think if I had to have one negative about the game, I was thinking about it today. There's a serious lack of maps. I think the game only has like maybe less than 10 maps, so you end up playing a lot of the same ones over and over again. Oh, okay. So I'm just really looking forward for them to add some new ones.
Yeah, like, I guess they'll do that live service model.
If I'm being honest, I think I'm more excited for some new maps other than new characters because there's already a pretty big roster of characters, and they did a really cool thing in making all of them free to play at the start. So the only thing in terms of like purchases is like skins, and even then the skins that they have are pretty fucking cool because since it's a Marvel game, it's like skins of the characters from the movies or from cartoons or comic books. So if you want to get like the Spider-Man suit from the movie or the Star-Lord suit from the movie, you could technically get it if you want. But it's a really cool game. It's a lot of fun, and I can't wait till you inevitably download it and we get a little 4-stack going because Joey plays it too. Yeah. Fun time. Jose said he's never touching it.
Wow.
Yeah, he's pretty adamant on that.
Why?
I think it's just like a third-person thing. He doesn't.
Wait, the game's third person?
Yeah. Oh. Trust me, it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't ruin any of the experience. I think.
Oh, I've seen this game. Then. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen the game. Then.
What's interesting about it though is like a lot of people are making a big deal about it, but I'm like, it's like a third-person shooter thing. Like even Fortnite has it. Like because of how third-person shooter mechanics work, your attacks and your shots are typically going to land more if you aim to the right of somebody than if you aim to the left of them because that's how like the camera's set up. But it's like a big deal in this game where like they were showing it with Hawkeye where you can shoot like if I shot like to the left of your left ear, the arrow would completely miss. But if I shot like to the right of the column, it would be a headshot and it would kill you.
Because it's
exactly. So you always have to aim like a little to the right of somebody if you want to get like precise shots. But other than that, it's fun. It's a good one. So can see myself platinuming it within the next month or so. Also need your help to get that Far Cry 6 platinum, and then I've got many more platinums. I just
gotta play through the game for like an hour. But yeah,
I got a lot more platinums to go because. Like we mentioned earlier, we are entering the new year, and I got some resolutions that I'd like to fulfill. Ooh. So I'd like to ask you, Dylan, do you have any New Year's resolutions you care to share?
Yeah, I mean, I got some big life ones, you know. Yeah. I got some, you know, getting married the next year after this one.
But even then, like the whole year before that is still a very big deal of preparing that.
Absolutely. So, I mean, of course, like the whole like moving in together, that sort of thing, that's definitely a goal of mine. And in general, I mean, just I'm going to be more productive with my time, you know? I told myself I was going to schedule more things, and I kind of, I still am not great with that shit, you know? Yeah. I'll do like 2 things, and I'll be like, I accomplished everything.
Well, I'll admit, like, at least in terms of scheduling, I think, like, in joystick terms, we've gotten a lot better over the past couple weeks, which we'll get to in a second as well. But
I mean, it's just as simple as just, like, we see which day works, and, you know, in the future when we work on more content and stuff like that. I mean, I remember, you know, when we were working, you were editing stuff for Joystick coming out for that 12 days. We had a thing about how we said we wanted to make a sketch every month or a sketch within a few months. And we ended up making a sketch at the end of the year. But I mean, that's the shit right there. I mean, I love doing that.
Yeah.
And I still got FOMO from like not being a part of that, because like I'm usually holding the camera, or I do like half of the writing or something. So it's like when I'm not a part of that, I'm like, damn, I want to do that.
So I guess real quick to jump off that, my personal resolutions for the year for Bobby.
For Bobbert, yes.
Is kind of similar to my resolutions last year, like in terms of my own personal health. Like I want to continue my pursuit of working out. I think I want to put on another 5 to 10 pounds of muscle this year.
Hell yeah.
And then, oh, look, there goes the light. And then aside from that, in the platinum sphere, I was telling Dylan earlier, I want to get to 200 platinums.
Yes.
Last year, my goal was to get to 150. I think I started at 120 in the year, so I had to get like 30. And I think I'm at like 154 or 155, which means I'd have to go for 45, 46. But either way, I think I could do it. I got a long platinum queue ahead. They just released Jack and Daxter, Sly 2, and Sly 3 all with platinums, and I haven't even touched any of them yet because your boy's been hard at work. But my other thing is, I say this a lot, but I do want to try to take the time to do it with my spare time, is I would like to stream as much of those platinum kind of experiences as I can, because truth be told is I'm going to be grinding the games anyway. I might as well fucking make some content out of it. But yeah, those are the personal resolutions. But to swing it on over to the team resolutions, it's funny you brought that up about the sketch, because that was like the number one thing for me. Last week, and also the week prior, we put out a lot of content for our 12 days of Joystick. Yet again, we did not reach 12, but I think we got 8, and that's fine. It's the closest we're going to get for now.
I mean, that's hey. Yeah. You get videos.
And not only
you
that.
You get a lot of videos.
Not only that, to give you perspective, there was 8, and then we actually filmed another 2 technically, which I haven't been able to put out, but I have them prepped and saved to get ready to put out in January.
What did we put out?
I can say it here. I'm talking about the HexaQuest board game video.
Yes, I forget.
Filmed the video.
That's what I was like. Wait, how come? But if we put that out, we basically did it.
Exactly.
So you know.
So yeah, stay tuned for that, because that is going to come out pretty soon.
Hell yeah.
And it's also funny, we did the Sin-2 Nerdle battle only to find out that the day after they completely updated the website and made it a completely new game. So we're going to be doing more of that.
Hell yeah.
And I think just going into the new year, I definitely want to increase the amount of content we're making. I do want to try to go for 2 videos a week, considering I was able to put out 7 videos in a row. I think 2 a week is definitely feasible.
Very doable.
And I definitely want to get a focus on, or rather not get a focus, but try to balance the content out, because we already got the podcast thing done pretty well. I think it's just like, how do we balance the live action content that we want to do with the video game kind of let's play content? Because if there's 2 things I learned about this process, is less importantly, I still very much like to make let's play content. Like, I forgot how much I enjoy it.
It's fun,
especially in our let's play variety. Like, I thought that was really cool. But more importantly, making sketches, holy fucking hell, like that's what we need to be doing. Like to the point where I was even telling Mildred, like, I want to, at the next kind of like meet around for all of us, really hammer it home that should be the focus going into the new year.
I mean, I 100% agree. I'm
going to get some new equipment to make sure that we have like recording devices that we can use the boom mic with proper amplification and stuff like that. But the goal is to make more of that sweet original live action content in 2025.
I mean, there's already stuff that like we wanted to make that we didn't make.
Yeah.
Stuff that we actually have full scripts for, basically full fleshed out ideas for. So I feel like, you know, I would say definitely, you know, quite a few ideas are brewed up.
I mean, we have like 2 written sketches.
Yeah, and then even then, like, we basically made what was kind of started off as like a silly idea, like us making fun of something, into a 3-minute sketch. So, I mean, we could literally turn anything into a 2-minute sketch and make it funny. So it's just a matter of what we decided to do.
Exactly. So I was even telling Mildred, one of my goals for the next sketch we put out is to try to get you and Jerry, but specifically you in it.
I mean, I'm trying to have it be my baby, you know?
Yeah. So
kind of like you're at the pottery, right? And then I slip my arms in.
This is our sketch that we're doing.
No, I'm not.
Parody of Ghost.
I'm just saying that is how the magic is made.
Got you. All right.
You know.
Shout outs to Ghost. Shout outs to Patrick Swayze.
Shout outs to R.I.P. Shout outs to Ghost Dad. Shout outs to Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Ghost Dog.
Shout outs to Ghost from Call of Duty.
Shout outs to Ghost in the Shell.
And shout outs to Call of Duty Ghosts, the game.
Yeah. Shout outs to Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Shut the fuck up.
Shout outs to the Ghost of Christmas Past.
Jesus.
Shout outs to the Ghost of Christmas Present.
Let's see how many more you can do.
Shout outs to the Ghost of the Christmas Future.
Shout outs to Jam and Yam of the Week, because that's what we're going to do now.
Shout outs to Ghost Adventures.
For those of you who don't know, this is the part where I talk over Dylan, and I'm gonna
13 Ghosts.
He's not
starring
even on
Matthew
camera
Lillard.
anymore. These
Ghosts
are gonna be
of Mars,
our
starring
music recommendations going forward. Mine are called the Jams, and Dylan's are called the Yams.
I just slammed my head into
you did right on the corner of it too. That was impressive. My toe still hurts, by the way. My jam of the week almost went to the song Maestro, or as Mildred likes to say, Maestro, whatever. By Hans Zimmer for the holiday sound, or rather score. But instead, my jam is going to go to a song called Messy by Lola Young, which I played upstairs for Dylan earlier. Very fun. Not a fun tune, but it's a catchy one.
It's pretty fun.
It is fun.
I would describe it as fun. It's upbeat for what it is.
It's lyrically sad, but musically fun.
Yes, exactly.
Which is how I like it. But
how it should be.
That's my jam of the week.
Nice. My yam of the week is kind of a very interesting song. It is by a young man by the name of Fredo Disco. Fredo Disco. I think his name's Alfredo.
Is that one word or
2 words?
Fredo Disco.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Sometimes it's one guy. Sometimes it's like a whole band. Kind of sounds like, imagine if a hyper pop artist wanted to sound like Matchbox 20. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how else to describe it. Like,
it's cold outside.
Like it ends up being a 90s tune, but you can tell he made it like in his basement, you know, that sort of thing. But yeah, some songs give off like a Third Eye Blind vibe. But yeah, Salt the Wound by Fredo Disco.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow, that's another one done.
That's a beautiful episode.
That's another one in the books.
I mean, fucking, it's Happy New Year, Bobby.
Happy New Year.
It's
Dylan.
not. I know we're kind of filming this like
5 days in advance.
Yeah,
6 days
before
in advance,
that shit. But yeah, I mean, fucking, we're getting old, but that's okay because it's a, you know.
Man, I gotta say though, the more I get older, it's like you think when you're younger, it's gonna be some, or at least in my personal experience, you think it's gonna be something that like you're depressed about, or that you're like, oh, I'm getting older. But in a weird way, like the other day, I was thinking about how oddly excited I am for us to step into this new era of our lives. It's just adult friends. I mean, obviously we've been adult friends, but I guess
like especially of how like the world changed. It's like no, now we're fucking adults.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's not like back in the day where it was like 20.
There's a good chance in the next 5 years we're gonna be having to look over other human children and shit like that. But
of course, I'm already like hanging out with my niece.
Yeah.
Shout outs to, I'm not gonna say her name or anything like that, but shout outs to my fucking niece.
Shout outs to Delina.
Shout outs to.
They named her after her beautiful uncle. Oh man,
Dilyella.
Oh man, but yeah, Happy New Year, Dill.
I'm
excited to go into 2025 with you and the rest of my boys. Let's get Jose on one of these episodes this year.
Oh fuck yeah, Jose! We're gonna have some guests finally.
Oh, you know,
we're gonna schedule that shit.
I have a fun one for you. I asked Jose his recommendation for what we should do on an episode of the Joystick Show, and he gave me one, and I wrote it down, and we're gonna do it this year. Jose's recommendation for a podcast episode is to get clay, like modeling clay, and we each have to model each other on the show, and the best one wins.
Mine's not gonna be even fucking close, bro.
It's gonna have like an abstract Jerry, just fucking.
No, we can't have that. Jerry's gonna perfectly craft a 1-for-1 recreation of me. Fucking perfect. We were finished, right? We're like, Jerry, we finished? He's like, we're halfway done. He's like, we have to do 2-part podcast. like we leave.
I'm not. Jerry's still in the basement.
I'm here like this.
I'm upstairs asleep.
Yeah. Jerry's like, you moved, go back this way. And I was like, I'm sorry.
Oh my God. But yes, thank you for watching the Joystick
fucking
Show.
Artist, bro.
Make sure to go ahead and like this episode. It'd be helpful if you subscribe to Team Joystick, and get ready for lots more episodes of this show and episodes of more shows coming to your I was gonna say television screens.
Yeah.
Sometimes television screens, but mainly your computer screens.
Yeah, I mean your internet, your internet interfaces and ear holes.
But until then, I'm the Puerto Rican one,
and I'm the one that hates New Hampshire.
And fuck you, New Hampshire.
Yeah.